In this lecture, we will see about insertion sort. So generally, the basic principle is to sort an array either in an ascending order or a descending order. So our general or default sorting order is ascending. So here the basic funda here in this insertion sort is we will divide our array into two parts. One is a sorted array, the other one is an unsorted subarray. So in a sorted, so generally basically we will have one element in a sorted list. The remaining elements will be in an unsorted way. So what we do is we will take the first element of the unsorted list and we need to find an appropriate place for that particular element in the sorted sublist. And we will insert that particular element in the sorted sublist. Hence, this process is called, or this type of sorting is called as an insertion sort. We have to repeat this process till all elements in an unsorted array or unsorted sublist finds a particular position or appropriate place in the sorted sublist. Ultimately, we will end up with a sorted array. So let's take an example of an array A which has 6 elements 5, 4, 10, 1, 6 and 2, and the array index are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So as per the insertion sort rule, first element we will put it in a sorted array and the remaining elements we call it as an unsorted array. So we have to take the first element. So after taking the first element from the unsorted subarray, we will move this element into an temporary file or temporary place. We will put this 4 into this temporary place. Now this place A of 1 becomes a whole. Okay, so now we will check this temp with the element in the sorted. So we have two variables, one for the unsorted way to trace or move it in the unsorted direction and one to move in the sorted direction. So we will, when we increment I, we have to decrement this j value. Okay, so now this 4 here it becomes a whole and this 4 will be compared with the 5. So we have to check whether 4 is greater than 5 or not, or 5 greater than 4 or not, however it is. If it is small, if this temp is small, what we do is we will shift this A of 0, that is A of 0 to A of 1. We will move this 5 to the next adjacent position. So this 5 value will be shifted over here and here we will not have any item. So again we will compare this temp with the item over here. Do we have any item here? This item will not be, A of 0 will not contain anything. So we will place this 4 in this A of 0. So we will have 4, 5. So now we have two elements in our sorted sublist and remaining elements will be in an unsorted sublist. So 10, 1, 6 and 2. Now this is our starting of an unsorted subarray. What we need to do, we have to move this to the temp and we have to make this as a whole. Now we'll check this temporary value with the elements in this sorted sublist. So 10. So we'll check whether 5 is greater than 10 or not. So when we find any element less than the temp, we will not proceed in this particular direction because already this is in a sorted way. So when element is greater, we will just decrement the value of j and move in this direction. Now we don't have any element greater than 10 in this sorted subarray. So what we do is we will post or we will keep this 10 in this A of 2 itself. Now our sorted sublist will have 4, 5 and 10. So our unsorted will be with 1, 6 and 2. So now we have 3 elements in the sorted and 3 elements in the unsorted way. Now our starting of the element is at position 1. So now this 1 we will put it in the temp. So 1 we will keep it in the temporary variable 1. So we will check. So 1 will be checked with 10. Is 1 is 10 greater than 10? Yes. What we do if that is the case, 10 this becomes a whole, right? So this we will move on to its position. That is I of j plus 1. This I of j will be placed into I of j plus 1. This position, it will take the position of 1. Now this becomes whole. Again, so this element 1 will be compared with 5. Is 5 greater than 1? Yes. So the 5 will be moved on to the next position. So next, what is the element? 4. Is 4 greater than 1? Yes. In that case, this 4 will be moved on to this position. So now we will check whether we have any more elements in the sorted subarray. That is till j becomes 0. Okay, so when it is there, we don't have any elements being found. So now we place the value of temp in this particular position. Now this will be an sorted sublist. That is 1, 4, 5, 10 will become our sorted sublist, and 6 and 2 will be in an unsorted sublist. So now 6 will be our starting of array. What we do is we will move this 6 into a temporary place. So temporary value, we will make this as a whole. So we will check whether 10 is greater than 6. Yes. In that case, what we do, we shift this 10 to this place. So we have shifted 10 to the place of 6. Now 6 will be compared with 5. Is 5 greater than 6? No. So now 6 has find its position over here. So then our list will be, or array in a sorted list will be 1, 4, 5, 6 and 10. This will become our sorted array, and we have one element towards this in an unsorted list. So now we have one element in an unsorted list, that is 2. So we will move on to the temporary variable, and this becomes a whole. Now 2 will be checked with 10. 10 greater than 2? Yes. What we do? 10 will be shifted on to this position. Okay. So then this becomes a whole. 2 will be compared with 6. 6 is greater. So 6 will be shifted over here. Next, 2 will be compared with 5. 5 is greater. So 5 will be moved on to this whole. Next, 4. 4 will be compared with 2. So 4 is greater. So 4 will be moved on to this whole. Next, 2 will be compared with 1. Is 1 greater than 2? No. So here 2 will take up its position in this A of 1. So we will have the sorted list as 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 10. So we have, and we don't have any more elements in the unsorted subarray. So now this becomes the complete sorted list. Now we'll see the implementation for this insertion sort. We have two loops, y is equal to 1, because I first element a of 0, that is I of 0 will be used for the sorted list. So we will start with the first element and move on till the last element, till n we have to move, and this I a of 1 will be kept on to the temporary variable, and we will, that is I value, if I value is 1, then j will be 0 this side. So j is equal to I minus 1. So this condition is for checking the elements in the sorted sublist with the temporary variable. So till where we need to check? When j, we go on decrementing the value of j. So when j is greater than or equal to 0, till it reaches this point, we have to check, as well as if it is greater than the temporary element, only then we should move the element. So these two conditions have to satisfy. So what we do, we will shift the value of a of j to the j plus 1. We will decrement the value. Again we go for comparisons. So once we compare and found where the position is, we will move this temporary variable to that particular position. So this is the implementation of our insertion sort. We will see an example, that is with this example given. So we will trace this particular and find out how it is being carried out. Suppose we take when I is equal to 5. So we have to trace the loop. So we will check whether I is equal to 5. When I becomes, after incrementing, I becomes 5. 5 less than 6. So we will check. Yes, it is true. So then what we need to do, temp is equal to a of 5. So temp is equal to a of 5, which is equal to, we have to find from the array of this particular pass, a of 5 is 2. Okay. So now what we do is, we will keep this 2 in this temporary variable. Now we go for the while loop. So j is equal to I minus 1. So it is 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. So next, what is the condition? while j, what is the value of j now? 4. 4 greater than or equal to 0 and a of 4 is greater than 10. What is a of 4 over here? A of 4 is now 10. So we will check whether 10 is greater than 2. Yes, this is 2, right? So we will do this a of j plus 1. Now a of j plus 1 is a of 5, which is equal to a of 4. So what is the value at a of 4? It is 10. So we will keep the value of 10 to a of 5. Similar way, so j gets decremented, we go for j decrementation, right? So we go for j decrementation. So j is equal to 4 minus 1, 3, 3 greater than or equal to 0, yes. And 3, what is the value of a of 3? We have to check with the temp if it is greater. A of 3 is 6, 6 greater than 2, yes. If that is yes, what we do is a of 4 is equal to a of 3. We will shift this position. So now whatever the value of a of 3 will be moved on to a of 4. Next we decrement the j value by 1, so it becomes 2. Is 2 greater than or equal to 0? Yes. And a of 2 is greater than temp variable, we have to check. 5 greater than 2? Yes. So a of 3, that is j plus 1, is equal to a of j. A of j value is now 5. So this 5 will be moved on to 3. So then again j value will be decremented, the condition is checked, and if the condition is true, again we will move the value of a of 1 to a of 2. Now j is equal to 0. 0 greater than or equal to 0? Yes. A of 0 greater than 10? No. So when we attain this condition, what we do is, we will not decrement any more j value. Instead, we will go with this a of j plus 1 is equal to 10. We will keep, or we will find the appropriate position of the temp variable to be moved on to this particular location. So here we have a of 1 is equal to 10. Now we will move this 2. We will move this 2 into this particular position. So we have seen for value of I is equal to 5 how this is being implemented in our algorithm, and thus finally we get a sorted list using our insertion sort algorithm.